the warehouse, now the pier. It seems that we're running into each other in the most unlikely of places.
Is it really? I work here. You just seem to be looking for trouble.
How does your boyfriend, the cop, feel about your return to the high seas?
Lucky and I broke up. What he thinks is completely irrelevant, and you still haven't said what you're doing here.
Well, you know what they say about idle hands. I'm looking into some very promising business opportunities. Not that your mother is not a delightful distraction.
Don't fool me. You're using my mother.
Well, Alexis either doesn't agree or she doesn't mind.
That is a weak denial.
But you're hardly objective. You see, jealousy does that to people.
Excuse me?
You see, the reason for such hostility is that I stopped pursuing you and turned my attention to Alexis.
I don't know. It could have something to do with you holding me and 15 other people hostage.
See, that is the main difference between you and your mother. She actually believes in redemption. However, it's quite apparent that you two have the same genetic connection in your mutual attraction to, let's say, the darker side of men, which makes for very interesting possibilities.
What possibilities?
That I actually may turn my attention back to you.
You are a very sick man. What do you think my mother would say if I told her you tried to proposition me?
I just made a simple observation. I mean, anything else is just wishful thinking on your part.
What? You are a pig.
Yes, and one who likes your mother very much, thank you.
Why? Because she's the DA? Isn't that handy? Someone you can use to protect your back.
Oh, is that what you think? I actually think that I hold your mother in high regard than you do. Alexis knows that I protected her when Anthony Zacchara threatened Christina's luck. I think a little gratitude would be in order.
Gratitude? How do I do that? Because the image of you as Mr. Craig and your masked men and your automatic weapons shooting up the Metro Court is all just a little too fresh. You have not changed.
Well, Alexis
You're
would
incapable of it.
disagree. She actually is very fond of me.
Well, she's wrong.
Yes, I also remember the Metro Court. I remember that you and I are far more alike than not, sweet Sam.
Oh, come on. That's bull.
We're survivors. I'm capable of the occasional kindness when it doesn't cost us much. We're far more invested in what we can get for ourselves in the moment. But I see in your eyes a reflection of my own. Now, we struggle to do what's right, to walk into the light. But one short step, one little trip up, and we're back on the dark side. Because we both know that it's so much more exciting, don't we?
Stakeout's a waste of time.
We could hide under cover of darkness, bring snacks.
You know what? Quit it with the snacks, okay? I'm going to send somebody else to stake out the warehouse he's using, all right?
You know, Jackal PI is quite capable of field surveillance work. In fact, he relishes
Well,
it.
the Jackal PI needs to be right here because this is what you do. You're better than anybody.
Yeah, but that is what you trust me to do. I know that you doubt my physical prowess, but I've learned at the feet of the master, and I just wish to spring into action and...
I don't want to risk you getting hurt.
I wish to risk myself. I know you have reasons to doubt me, but
You know what? You can't walk in here anytime you feel like walking in
If
here,
I didn't,
Nancy.
who would stick up for Spinelli? I hope you're not coming down on him for telling me about that Karpov stuff. I'm gonna keep your stupid mob secrets for Spinelli. Don't worry, Spinelli. If I could keep my mouth shut about Lulu being a murderer, I could keep quiet about pretty much anything.
And now is not the best time to challenge Stone Cold.
Please, like Jason's ever in a good mood.
He needs to keep his mouth shut. He's putting you at risk.
Hey, I can keep a secret, okay? Considering all the stuff I've covered up, I mean, you can call me an expert.
The Jackal does not mind danger. In fact, he relishes the opportunity to dive right in. And
You need to stop jumping on the chair. You're going to hurt yourself.
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Morgan, but Mr. Jax is out of town, and I thought this was important.
Was something happened with Carly?
She left the hotel with a guest. Said she was going for a drive.
What guest?
Andrei Karpov.
Okay. Got it. Max is in position. Says Karpov's shipment will be offloading soon.
Any word on what they're bringing in?
Max hasn't gotten access yet.
Karpov gave me his word. He's not going to be pushing drugs into Port Charles. I just don't believe him. Good chance.
Mr. Corinthos, I didn't expect to see you.
No, I'm just making sure everything goes smoothly.
Oh, well, Mr. Karpov will be very grateful for your good work.
I'm surprised. Why wouldn't Mr. Karpov be here, to see a shipment land?
Well, he planned to be, but he just called and said something important came up, so he might not make it.
This place yours?
Indeed.
This is where you wanted me to come with you, so we could have a nice chat.
Yeah, I wanted your opinion.
Okay, it's nice, I guess, as far as warehouses go. What makes this one so special?
That all depends on you.
Okay, you first. Why'd you bring me here?
Use your imagination. Picture this space filled with jewels, furs, perhaps a sports car in the corner, maybe the walls papered with $1,000 bills.
It's your space. You should do whatever you like with it.
What if I like doing all that just for you?
Out of the goodness of your heart.
I'm a businessman. We can negotiate.
And what would you like in exchange for your generosity?
Your gratitude. As a woman.
So you want to sleep with me?
Sleep is not exactly what I had in mind.
I'm married to a man I love very much.
Who said anything about love?
And if I weren't married, I can't be bought.
Have offended you? I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention.
I think you've made your intention very clear. And I'm sure some women would jump at the opportunity.
I'm afraid some women just won't do. I find I like you more and more as time passes.
I've spent just enough time with you to sip a vodka and take a drive. And in my country, that's moving a little too fast. Especially when I know nothing about you.
I am, as you people say, a wide open book. So ask away.
You can activate the GPS in Karpov's car all the way from here?
It's child's play, really.
You really are a genius.
Well, since the esteemed Marty was astute enough to provide the license plate number of the...
Okay, I need you to focus right now and tell me where Karpov's taking Carla.
Give Spinelli a little credit.
Okay, I need you to be quiet or are you going to leave?
Karpov and the Valkyrie have reached their destination. The vehicle is no longer moving. Oddly enough, it's the warehouse I mentioned for surveillance.
Okay, I'm going to go get Carla.
I will provide backup!
No. I'm going by myself. But you did good. Okay? Thank you.
It wasn't an accident that Jerry was hanging around the warehouse when I was there, or down at Pier 52 when I helped dock that shipment.
What is this, a coincidence?
No, it's not. It's an instinct. I have a feeling, okay?
Sam, I can't arrest a guy on a hunch. We need proof. His history is enough to convince me. Jerry Jacks is dating your aunt, your mother. After all he put you through, I understand why you're gunning for him. Exactly. Everything that he's done to everyone makes me believe he's guilty as hell. I'm just concerned that your valid reasons for hating this guy are affecting your judgment.
Come on, it's at least worth investigating.
The sad truth is that Jerry Jacks isn't the only person who would like to move illegal drugs through our city.
You cost me a pretty penny, Mr. Corinthos.
Yeah, how so?
When Mr. Karpov explained his goals for Port Charles to me, I told him that it would never happen. Mr. Corinthos is famous for being in control. I bet a week's salary that you would refuse Mr. Karpov's offer to work with him.
It's a bad bet. You should stay away from the track.
So why did you retire?
I got my reasons. Personal.
And yet, here you are.
I'm willing to make things easier for Karpov as long as he stays away from my former organization. You should remind your boss of that. If Karpov gives Jason any problems, we got no deal.
You see, that is the part that makes no sense at all. You should be taking down the man who stole your empire. I know how easily people jump to conclusions. They see a man with presence and power. They get jealous or intimidated, and they like to label you.
I appreciate your understanding. I imagine you had your own share of jealous attacks from others.
Well, we live in a society that like to watch the powerful fall. What is it that you deal in that makes this town so important?
I'm disappointed. I thought your questions would be more personal.
It's very personal. What we buy and sell, what we own, reflects our character. Don't you think?
I believe you can tell about a person from their body language.
Back off. Nice and slow.
Mr. Morgan, what brings you to my warehouse?
You have one warning. Carly is off limits. You lay a hand on anyone under my protection again, and you're dead.
I don't want any trouble with you. And I remain charmed.
What the hell did you do that
What's
for?
wrong with you? You said you wouldn't do anything about Karpov.
No, I did not. I said I wouldn't do anything as far as Sonny was concerned, and I knew I could get information that would
Two
help
of
you.
Karpov's girlfriends died violently, probably murdered by him, Carly.
He just wanted to take me for a drive. That's all he wanted.
That's not all he wanted.
Oh, okay, so he wanted to have sex with me. He wanted to lie in this room with jewels and furs and buy me some sports car, but I said no.
Okay, you should have never gone near the guy in the first place.
I had to go near Karpov so I could steal his PDA.
First of all, Jason didn't take anything from me. We made a deal, and I gave him the business.
And now you want to make sure that there will be no friction between your Mr. Morgan and my Mr. Karpov.
Karpov made me a nice offer, some critical concessions. He plays by the rules. We got no problem. Can you hold up? Hold on.
The shipment has to be
No,
loaded
it's not going to take long.
immediately.
Bring that over here, open this up. I just want to make sure this is what it's supposed to be. Can you come here
I'm
for a
sure
second?
it is.